Today on the podcast, we're going to talk about some quick marketing wins you can have for your business as far as marketing goes to start 2022. And some of the advice you've heard before, some of it may be just a really good reminder and a really good nudge for what you need to be concentrating on as we start this new year. Although it is February for some of us, the new year is still starting. So listen in to episode 177. Hey, welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Well, hey there. Welcome to episode 177 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. Thank you, as always, for lending me your ears today. I know you do have lots of choices out there, and I really do appreciate you making me one of them. If you're enjoying this podcast, then please take a screenshot of you listening and share it on your socials, and of course, tag me, because that would be super cool for me to be able to get to know you a little bit better as well. Don't forget, the show notes for every episode can be found on my website, but for the one specifically for today, you can find them at all the W's, socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/177. Now, at the time of airing this episode, it is your final chance to get involved in my 6-week marketing mastermind program. After this time, I will only ever run it another 2 times for this year. So get in if you are keen to get some accountability, some mentoring, and some group coaching with some other amazing small business owners. I only take 8 small business owners in this program, simply because I want it to be the best it possibly can be for you as far as, some individual coaching, but I also think that it's a great number for a little tiny community who will be able to cheer you on long after the 6 weeks is finished. So if you're keen on that, head to my website, socialmediaandmarketing.com.au, click on the link and find out more about it, or hey, just give me a shout out through the socials. Now, I've been scrolling a lot on social media, probably more than usual over the Christmas New Year period and into January. But hey, it's holidays and Netflix seriously can only hold my attention for so long. But what I'm seeing in lots of groups are posts of small business owners, micro business owners, one-man band or one-person band business owners doubting themselves, doubting their ability to create and run a profitable business. I think the start of the year is a really great time to sit back and reflect, and unfortunately, sometimes that reflection brings out the doubt in us as well. So firstly, if you've survived 2020 and 2021 in any shape or form as a business owner, you are freaking awesome. Like, really freaking awesome. I make a point of not swearing on my podcast, but listen, if we were having a wine together and you were telling me, that you're not quite sure or you're doubting yourself in your business, I would say something like, you are beep awesome, beep legend, be beeping proud of yourself, and know how beeping hard you have worked the last 2 years. So stop beeping, putting yourself down, and keep being proud of yourself, or something along the lines of that. But basically, you've got this, you've done this, you may not have hit your goals, but seriously, this is still a year that you can build a profitable business. Of course, from these posts, I see some amazing positive comments, so encouraging, and you've got these comments. And unfortunately, I see a lot of comments that start with me too. So there is a lot of people out there feeling like this. Business is hard. That's why it's not for everyone. That's why not everyone is cut out to be a small business owner. So I wanted to dedicate this podcast to you if you're feeling like this, or even the slightest bit like this. Or if you have a friend in business who is feeling like this, please pass this one on to them, this episode on to them. It could be the best thing you do for them all year. I've worked on my goals really hard in the past few weeks, really letting myself think and ponder as to what I want this year to look like, how much money I want to earn and how much money is realistically to earn, and what programs and events are realistic for me. It'll be no surprise that I, at this stage of my life anyway, have no intentions of building $1 million business or anything that looks like that. It's just not my jam. I am more than happy being me with a couple of amazing VAs who make me look so great and do so much behind the scenes for me. But that's what I want my business to look like. You need to know what you want out of your business. Now, not wanting to build $1 million business, that's for my social media business. Of course, Spend With Us, which is my side hustle marketplace, which you can find at spendwithus.com.au. It's already heading that way to $1 million business. So I'm not going to stop that freight train. But for my marketing business, which I talk about on this podcast, this is what I want. So do you know what you really want out of business? And are you working towards that? Whether that's a slowdown and you're working to slow down in your life, or whether you are in complete building phase and you are working towards that. So what do you need to let go of or focus on for 2022? And what do you really, really want? Not what society or your competitors keep telling you or think that you do, or what do you want though? That's the question. Now, podcast episodes, if you haven't already listened to them, podcast episodes 172 and 173 would be really good for you to go back and listen to and get some inspiration over there. But on this episode, I wanted to go through a few marketing basics with you to help you get 2022 off to a good marketing start. And these are the types of things that I'm writing back to those posters on social media that are saying, I can't do this, my business is failing, what should I do now? Like, some of these things are what I'm seeing and what I'm posting back. So that's why I wanted to share them with you here. So in no particular order whatsoever, I'm going to go through 7 of them. The first one is an Instagram bio. Remember, the bold words in your bio are searchable terms on Instagram. You get those bold words and you get hashtags. That's it for searchable words. So make these searchable terms count. Don't have your name in there unless your prospects would search your name, unless you're starting to get your name out there. Maybe think really more key searchable terms here. What would someone search on Google to find you? Same idea when it comes to the bold types of words that you need to put in your Instagram. So if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, just if you go to your Instagram bio and, you know, the top line basically, and it looks like it's in bold letters, as in darker black letters. That's what I'm talking about. Think searchable terms. What do you want to be found for? What do you want to be famous for? Test and measure. This is not something to just put there and leave there. Think about it. What do you need to be found for that will encourage more engagement and more reach? The second thing, posting on social media. Post frequently and consistently, and think video as much as possible. If you want more attraction, if you want more traction, if you want more engagement, if you want reach without doing too much more work, video, video, video. I can't stress it enough. Video. Now, if you've listened to previous episodes lately, you'll hear that video is my word of the year. I'm trying, okay? I'm probably not the best leader in this space, but I know that I need to show up more in video. So come high water in February, this is what I'm going to do. And remember, when posting on social media, to hit all 5 of your marketing strategies when posting. You've got engagement strategy, lead generation strategy, brand awareness strategy, growth strategy, selling strategy. Don't do all of one and none of the other. You want to you want to make sure you've got a really well-rounded marketing strategy. Some people are always selling, never giving value. Some people are always giving value or sharing funny memes and never actually asking for the sale. That's why you need to hit those 5 marketing strategies. If you want to know more about marketing strategies, then book in for a strategy call. That's part of my jam. We can work together to ensure your strategy is going to work to grow your profitable business. Reach out to me, DM me, go to my website, book a discovery call, and we can move on from there. Third thing, don't be sales heavy. Again, make sure you are doing more than selling in your marketing. No one follows or connects for very long if all you do is sell to them. It's like sitting next to that annoying, never off salesperson at a barbecue. You soon move. You have a short conversation and then you're like, see you later, I'm going to find someone else. And if you find at barbecues, people soon move away from you, then you're that person. You are that salesperson who's never off, okay? So nobody likes to be sold to all the time, online or offline. You won't be surprised to know that the next one is human-to-human marketing. Yep, on 2022, I'm still on that same bandwagon, the human-to-human marketing bandwagon. Make 2022 the year that you share more of yourself. Share your insights into who you are, why you do what you do, the products that you have, how they're made, why you offer the services that you do, and let people in, tell people things that people don't know about you and so forth. Just show up. Be willing to build a community around your business. Be you and let your audience get to know, love, and trust you. My next one, I can't even remember what number I'm up to. Sorry. My next one is stop comparing. Seriously, just stop it. Stop looking at someone else's Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook group or whatever that is and going, boo-hoo, they have more followers than me, they have more engagement than me, blah, blah, blah. If you want more stuff, if you want more email opens, if you want a higher click-through rate or more traffic to your website, then step up. It's nobody else can do this for you except you. And if you have a team, you need a good marketing strategy to pass on to that team so the buck still is stopping with you. Marketing is about building relationships. It's about building communities. So forget what other people are doing and start building your community. Start building your relationships. And for goodness sakes, realize that this stuff doesn't happen overnight. Every year I think to myself, yep, what I've done in the last 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever that is really starting to pay off now. I've had this thought like just 2 weeks ago when 2 people who I think are totally amazing at what they do in their space have reached out and booked discovery calls with me to come on as one-to-one coaching private clients. I was like, wow, me? To me, they are amazing in their space, but they've come to me to get to the next level or to keep them accountable so that they can take themselves to the next level. That's amazing, but it means that what I'm doing has put me on their radar to the point where they might have been watching in the background for so long and now they're willing or ready to work with me. That's what marketing's all about. That's relationship building. That's networking. That's community building. If I didn't do what I do, then these people may have never showed up in my world. So you can't build an empire overnight. Overnight successes just don't happen. I promise you, it takes patience and it takes a whole lot of patience as well. So please stop comparing yourself and please stop thinking this is going to happen for you overnight. Don't set and forget. I think this is my second last one. When people start a business, they open a Facebook account, maybe an Instagram account, maybe another one on LinkedIn, they buy a domain, they build a website, they start an email list, or hopefully they start an email list at the beginning as well, and they start doing business. And none of those things are set and forget tasks. Your bio you created on your socials, your About You page and offers page on your website, your email list, it all needs attention and love. Often Like, it's just not I set that up, I've done that, I've written that, move on, I never have to touch that again. You do need to keep these things up to date. You need to keep testing and measuring and building on the assets that you have and adjusting your business to the offers that you want and to the products that you have and the services that you sell. If you want more leads, more clients or customers, make sure the things that the outside world sees, like when they Google you and when they land on your social profile, what they see and what they read is up to date and makes that prospect feel like it's just been written for them, perhaps just before they arrive, because it's just written in that way of, here's how I'm going to solve your problem. Here's how I'm going to delight you. Okay, finally, some crucial marketing points I wanted to make. Number one, none of these will surprise you. Number one, know who your who is. Know who your target market is. Understand that this needs to work. It changes and it's going to take work to figure out. And because it changes, because you're dealing with human beings and human beings change their mind like they change their underwear. So just because you knew who your target audience was last year or the year before doesn't mean that your target audience is the same now. Or maybe they have different dreams or different pain points, and they're the things you've got to think about. Remember, when you're thinking about your ideal client, a lot of people concentrate on pain points, which I totally get, but don't forget about the dream points as well. What are their dreams? Number two, know where your ideal client is hanging out. Yep. This changes too. The newest and the greatest can really tip the axis one way or the other. You can no longer just say they're on Instagram, Jen, because are they watching reels? Are they flicking through stories? Or are they scrolling the feed? You've got to know this stuff. Like, just to know the platform isn't enough now. And now are they on, TikTok? Or are they tweeting a lot more? Or have they gone to Clubhouse? You've got to follow where your ideal client is hanging out. Otherwise, you're just shouting and no one is listening. And finally, you need to know what you want to be famous for. If someone thinks X, you want them to think of you. If someone thinks that they need a marketing business coach, I want them to think Jen Donovan. But if someone thinks that they need someone to do their social media posting for them, I don't want them to think Jen Donovan, because that's not what I do. But I do want them to think Jen Donovan for that if they want to contact me to see who I might know that they could chat to solve that problem. But that's not my jam. So if I'm getting a lot of leads for people who want me to do their social media, then there is something wrong with my marketing, because I am a marketing business coach. You get the picture. You need to know what you want to be famous for, what you're an expert in order to make sure that your marketing is pushing the right amount of leads and lead generation to you, and therefore you get really great prospects showing up wanting to work with you or wanting to buy from you. Now, as you know, none of this advice is new. None of this is new coming from me, but it's all just a gentle nudge, a gentle reminder of what's it going to take to be successful in your business in 2022. Whatever success means to you, these are some of the things that I'm seeing that people are getting wrong, especially the last three. Know who your who is, know where your clients are hanging out, and know what you want to be famous for. Running a small business isn't easy, and some people will fail. 100% some people and their businesses just won't make it. In fact, the stat is 4 out of 5 small businesses won't make it. And the 95% of those people that fail at business, it's because they didn't make marketing a priority in their business. They fail to get in front of their target market with a product that their target market actually needed, wanted, or desired, but they just simply didn't know they existed. Marketing is everything, and marketing needs to be your priority. Okay, That's it for another episode of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. I'd love to talk to you more about this one. Come and join my like-minded business owners Facebook group. Or, of course, you can check out the show notes at socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/177. I will, of course, see you next week on the podcast, episode 178. But in the meantime, if we're not already hanging out and getting social on social, please come over and do that. You'll find me on Instagram, Facebook, and of course LinkedIn. But whatever you do, remember, my small business peeps, as my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
No time like the present. Tell it like you feel it, say it proud, be true, and let us see you for the star that you are. No point in dreaming small.
I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Yorta Yorta people, on which I record this podcast and conduct my business today, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I extend this respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here with us today as well.